transformational leader, educationist, technocrat, and the Gandhian social worker.
A prolific writer in Kannada and English, has authored and published several books which enlightens the minds of the readers.
Top positions held by Dr. Krishna include President of Karnataka Gandhi Smaraka Nidhi, National President of Indian Institution of Production Engineers, Member of Karnataka State Disaster Management Authority. He has also held key positions in Indian Red Cross Society and Tuberculosis Association of India. The Government of Karnataka has honored him with State Award for Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, State Youth Award, Rajotsava Award, the prestigious Nadoja Award, which is equivalent to honorary degree of Doctor of Literature by Kannada University, Hampi. Dr. Krishna has been conferred with President's Gold Medal for exceptional Red Cross humanitarian work.
He has received the honorary doctorate from Bengaluru City University in the recent convocation.
Welcome to Sheshadrapuram Group of Institutions.
Mitra is the chairman of the council, which is the central decision-making body of the college. So actively takes part in ensures that studies, which functions under the umbrella of the Sheshadrapuram Educational Trust, has created a niche for itself since it began in the year 2005. The college focuses to do its best for the students in tune with its vision, mission, goal, and motto. The college offers BCom, BBA, and BCA courses and is permanently affiliated to Bangalore University. The courses provide every opportunity to add professionally prudent students to the corporate world. CCTV cameras on campus, smart classrooms, suggestion box, biometric, college app, interactive iPower software, website, digital library, indoor and outdoor sports activities, well-equipped lab, canteen. Of our college have done plays a pivotal role in the college to sustain inequality in the aspects like activities of the college, which are collectively called quintessence to make every program student-centric. The IQAC is the brain of all the activities for the quality enhancement in the institution. Orientation is done for the first-year students to give them the graduation. Competitions like presentations
Established what are these study centers, Vivekananda study centers, Basava study centers, and other study centers in all of the colleges.
The aim of these study centers propagates the vision and ideologies of these great personalities. Students are made to press. And other games. The Sheshadrapuram Educational Trust also encourages sports by providing scholarships to students who have participated in that.
atmosphere for the students to enrich their knowledge with over 40,325 books, 250 gratis books, 36 annual joint best practice of our management. Institution and community. The students have participated in various camps and training programs. The NSS committee ensures service to the society across the year. Shreyamsi, the Alumni Association of the college, strives to maintain a run with the alumni and engage them in various activities of the college. College has the statutory cells such as anti-ragging, prevention of sexual harassment cell, human rights cell, and the minority cell for the benefit of students. Mentoring is done at SADS to give individual attention to students and monitor their progress. The Asmate Committee of the college is concerned with serving the community. Relevant issues of the society like creating awareness on Tata's free recovery, educating migrant laborers on government schemes available to them. The Civil Defense Committee of the college trains the students in various programs that are essential to serve the citizens. One of our students has participated in the Republic Day Parade. The college also has the Youth Red Cross Committee that saves the lives of people by donating blood. The Department of Family Services aims to deliver excellent support to students and also provide conducts various activities. The college has a well-equipped computer lab with Wi-Fi facility to implement and experiment knowledge acquired in the classroom. College organizes various conferences and faculty development programs to keep its faculty motivated and engaged academically. This year, the Department of Commerce and Management and Computer Science, in association with the Shah Bharat, CES and NICT, organized the fifth one-day national level conference on India's transformation in the new millennium on 28th April. The Department of English, along with Bangalore University English Teachers Association, organized the Faculty Development Program on new pedagogical approaches to the fourth semester NEP English textbooks on 19th April.
And declare that among admission to the degree position.
Convocation ceremony is conducted to confer upon the graduating class from our esteemed management SCT. The college conducts many cultural programs to provide a platform for the students to showcase their talents. The students have also participated in intercollegiate cultural competitions. Ensures the smooth and fair conduct of examinations for continuous assessment. The Rotary Club of our college was established in the year 2021-22. Rotary Club believes in working towards perfection with love, compassion, and empathy towards the society. Private performance and management strives for holistic development of students provide and more competition to the market. The college is tied up with Vedic IAS Secretary to provide training for competitive exams. Green Nation, the editor of the college, conducts activities to scale of the as a strong NCC wing. Training facilities on campus are provided for NCC students to develop leadership skills and groom them to become patriotic citizens. The college is recognized under 9th Infantry Battalion.
ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕವಾಗಿ
The students of our college are placed in the future Tier 1 companies with a basic package of more than 3 lakhs per annum. Student Council of SIPS is proactive in conducting various activities at the college. Yoga and meditation classes are a part of the regular timetable. These classes help students to build their inner strength and to keep calm when they are stressed. An intercollegiate yoga competition was conducted to celebrate the World Yoga Day. Students from 20 colleges across Bangalore participated in the event and bagged prizes.
Our non-teaching staff is very good at their work and support in smooth running of day-to-day activities.
Every year, prizes are given on the annual prize day to motivate students for their active participation in various competitions held across the year. We have a dynamic principal who is the leading force behind every activity of the college. Professor Jairama has 2.5 decades of experience and is a symbol of academic excellence.
I thank our management for enormous support in shaping our institution. I thank faculty, parents, and other stakeholders for the support for the overall development. Hope I got this video presentation. Namaskar.
The aim of education is the knowledge, not of the fact, but of values. No research without action, no action with research. It is an occasion like this we get opportunity to test our knowledge and understanding. We look forward to get an experience and exposure about what the best of brings things about this dynamic topic of research methodology and data analysis. Now, I request Professor Jairam Sir, Principal, Sheshadripuram Academy of Business Studies, to deliver welcome speech, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shivkumar sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Good morning to one and all. It's my immense pleasure to welcome all dignitaries, today's resource person, all delegates, staff coordinators, student coordinators to the 10 days national level online professional development program on research methodology and data analysis, organized in association with Department of Commerce and Management, Bangalore University, and Bangalore University Teacher Council for Management, Teacher Council Buktam, Internal Quality Assurance Cell, Research Cell, Department of Commerce and Management of Business, Sheshadripuram Academy of Business Studies. Firstly, I would like to welcome Dr. V. Krishnamurthy, Associate Professor, Department of Management Studies, Ungu Engineering College, Erode, Tamil Nadu, as a resource person to this 10 days professional development program. On behalf of Sheshadripuram Educational Trust, on behalf of Sheshadripuram Academy of Business Studies, on behalf of all the delegates, I extend warm welcome to Dr. Krishnamurthy Sir, Associate Professor, Department of Management Studies, Kongu Engineering University, Erode. I welcome you, sir. I'd like to welcome Sheshadripuram Educational Trust, all board members, our Honorary General Secretary, Dr. Udupi Krishna Sir, Honorary President, Pandita Rajya Sir, our Governing Council Chairman, Anantram Sir, and all other board members. I extend a warm welcome to Sheshadripuram Educational Trust board members. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. R. Sarvamangala Madam, Dean and Faculty of Commerce and Management and Chairman of Commerce Department, Bangalore University. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. R. Sarvamangala Madam. I would like to welcome Dr. Karunakar Reddy, President, Buktam, and Dr. Muhammad Farooq Pasha, Secretary, Bangalore University Teacher Council for Commerce and Management. I welcome Shivkumar CS, Staff Coordinator for Professional Development Course and Research Cell. I extend a warm welcome to all the faculty coordinators, student coordinators. I extend a warm welcome to all the delegates and participants on this occasion. I hope all of you are going to enjoy and get the benefit of this 10 days professional development course on research, methodology, and data analysis. Once again, I welcome all the delegates and resource person and all the dignitaries on this occasion. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. I also welcome Professor Jairam, Principal of Sheshadripuram Academy of Business Studies. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Actually, today our keynote address, WD Ashok sir, host a master degree in pharmacy and specialized in the field of total parenteral nutrition. Our sir served the famous Aladdin Hospital COVID over 13 years. He is a trustee of Sheshadripuram Education Trust. Sir is the backbone for all the events conducted in our college. In absence, sir, we are continuing this program. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I invite Atmaja, student of SABS, and Nitya to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. R. Sarvamangla, madam. Over to you, Atmaja.
Good morning to all. Professor R. Sarvamangala Ma'am, MCom PhD, Dean Faculty of Commerce and Management, Chairperson of the Department of Commerce, Academic Council Member, Bangalore University Gnanbharati Campus. She has published many papers in journals from 2016 to till date. Some are Indian Journal of Applied Research in 2013, Buddhist Philosophy and its Application in Sustainable Economic Development 2022. She has attended the one-day workshop on CDCS in 2015 at BUB. She acted as co-chairperson to International Seminar on Corporate Social Responsibility in the 67th All India Conference held at Bhubaneswar, Orissa. She has been the resource person for refresher course in Commerce and Management organized by UGC HRD Center in December 2015 and January 2017. She has been the member of organizing committee in the 66th All India Commerce Conference, December 2013, and 39th All India Accounting Conference, December 2016. She has successfully guided 6 PhDs and 4 MPhils, and presently 8 scholars are pursuing their PhDs. She has served as LIC member at BUB and BNU. She has been the panel of Examiner Institute of Company Secretary Professional Programming Exams from 2018 onwards. She holds membership of professional bodies like Indian Accounting Association, Indian Commerce Association, International Association for Accounting Education and Research, MTC Global. She has also received awards like Indira Gandhi Sadbhavana Award in 2014 New Delhi and Special Teacher Award 2021 by Meenakshi Educational Trust. It is an immense pleasure to welcome you to this session now. Thank you. I will hand over the session to Shivkumar sir.
Thank you, Atmaja, for introducing our guest of honor, Dr. R. Sarvamangala, madam. Actually, the total 1,350 participants registered for this FDP. Now, the participants are attending around 500 participants. Now, I request Dr. R. Sarvamangala, madam, Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management, Bangalore University, to address the gathering. Over to you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Sarvamangala madam.
Kumar sir, she's there.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
wait
Yes.
some time.
Ma'am, ಹೇಳಿ. ಹೌದಾ? Sarvamangala madam, okay no? ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ನೀವೇ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ನೀವೇ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಸೊ ನೀವು
Yes,
Hello.
Mute ತಾನೆ.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Audible.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಹೇಳಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
Hello.
Yes, madam. It is audible.
Yes, I'm audible now. Yes, ma'am.
Respected dignitaries of the trustee dignitaries, the management of Sherapuram Educational Trust, and resource person of today's session, Professor Krishnamurthy sir, faculty members of Sherapuram College and other academicians who participated in this session. And thank you for giving an opportunity to be here in this occasion of research methodology. You know very well that nowadays it is very much important to have a research methodology workshop because it is mandatory for everyone to go with research. Teachers are always recognized with their research, not because just to get a promotion or something else. But nowadays, you know very well, subjects are very much challenging subjects we have introduced according to the to meet the present system of employability. All organizations have educational organizations are go with the whatever scenario is available in the employment area. That is, there should be a good relationship between industries as well as academics, so that we can actively make our students employable education, create the syllabus of our institution according to employability. But not only creating the syllabus, whatever syllabus we drafted should reach to in a right pattern to the students of current year. And nowadays students are also so much challenging. They are very much intellectual. Whatever we say, they won't listen. So that teachers should update their skills according to they not only update their own area of expertization, but apart from that also in their teaching style to update their knowledge according to the technological changes and economical and demographical changes. Teachers should update each and everything, whatever it is relevant to their subject area. because subject means we should not stick on to our own syllabus according to the trend also, according to a trend and according to environmental needs. And every year it goes on updating. Syllabus maybe we restricted to one particular area, but in the trends, according to the trends, we should need to give that knowledge to the students. So in that scenario, just not reading the old books or something material available is not enough. Teacher should be always a researcher. So to do research, they should, and also they should publish some articles based on their expertise knowledge. Not only they can delivering the lecture to the students, but also they should increase their knowledge. These platforms, workshops and FDPs will create a platform so that the teachers will get an opportunity to interact with other academicians in their field and also to expertise in not only in their domain subject, to enhance their knowledge in the related subjects. Apart from domain subject, teachers should have knowledge about related subject, and also teaching style also they should enhance. They should change. For the changing teaching style, there is a need of research. We are based on the research, we can innovatively create some case studies as well as innovatively we can teach the subject with the help of some research experiments itself. One of my research scholar, he did actually in research in finance area. So he actually created some scientific research methodology in explaining the subject of commerce. For example, hello, someone is speaking in between. Can you switch off the? Can you unmute the others speakers? So,
Yes, ma'am. Please continue, ma'am. Ma'am, please continue, ma'am.
hello,
Yes, ma'am. Continue, ma'am.
is it audible? I am asking.
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Now, he linked the lid of the bottle as well as the bottle to a investor and the entrepreneur. The bottle is filled with a water and tightly the cap lid of that bottle was tightly fixed. And he explained that if there is a cordial relationship between the investor and the entrepreneur, then there will not be any loopholes. And even he he took a pin and 3-4 holes he made to the bottle. Then also water did not come out. So that he told that there is a cordial relationship between the lid, the bottle lid, as well as the bottle. No, that is nothing but investor and the entrepreneur. And is something he removed a bottle a little, lid a little. When he removed the bottle lid little, water came out. So that maybe scientifically the reason may be different. But he explained that if there is no cordial relationship between the investor and the entrepreneur, then there will be a loopholes. Like that, some experiment based on his knowledge, based on his experiment, PhD experiment, and like this, so many other experiments he tried, and he is actually doing very well as a teacher also. He is now working in Chennai. So, like that, research is very much essential because students will remember whatever they visualize. So before teaching to different types of students, because students are coming from different variety of atmosphere, and they may be more intelligent, they may be slow learners, and they may be moderate learners or much intelligence. But teachers should anyhow convince that all different sort of students, so that for each and every subject, teacher should conduct a research and experience himself in the group. Interaction with the experts is also essential for research. So in this scenario, it is very I appreciate Shayadapuram Education Society because they are bringing all more than 500 candidates, they may be researchers as well as the teachers in different institutions. They are bringing here to research. So research is now they should give publication, but while publishing also many are having so many doubts how to draft a research paper, how to go for a that is fit for publication and all. So it will be helpful for a teacher to make research articles, and also not only to make research articles, how best they can choose different topics, burning issues according to the burning situation, current situations, and how to go with research and bringing the right outcome, everything. So I appreciate today's organization, Shahadapuram College, for organizing this event. And also I heartily congratulate Professor Krishnaswamy sir for giving opportunity for all our candidates to equip with more knowledge on research. Thank you for the institution for giving this opportunity, and best of luck for all the candidates who are engaging in learning process of this session for 10 days long program, so that you will come out with so much knowledge. And thank you and congratulations for one and all.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your valuable insight with us, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Your support is needed for our institution.
Definitely.
Now I invite Nitya JC, student of SABS, to introduce our today's resource person. Over to you, Nitya.
Good morning, all. Dr. V. Krishnamurthy, sir, an eminent scholar, teacher, researcher, has over 25 years of rich experience in teaching management subjects. Sir is a gold medalist in MBA and MCOM. Sir has conducted several management development programs for practicing executive. His research papers are published in reputed journals. Sir is recognized supervisor for guiding PhD scholars in Anna University, Chennai. Also presented his research papers in various international conferences, including IIM and IITs. Sir is a reviewer of 15 international journals, also conducted more than 100 workshops related to memory power, research methods, and soft skills. Krishnamurthy sir is presently working in the Department of Management Studies, Kongu Engineering College, Erodi, a reputed technical education institution in India. Awards from Kongu Engineering College for Best Faculty Award in 2009-10, Best Involvement and participated in research and development activities during year 2017-18. Excellence Teaching in Higher Education Award from Arunai International Research Foundation and also from DK International Research Foundation. PK Das Best Faculty Award from Nehru Art College, Coimbatore. Best Faculty Award from Vivekananda College, Tiruchenagudi. Sir is also recipient of NPTEL Star Award in Management during the year 2019-20. It's a pleasure having you, sir. Once again, a warm welcome. I hand over the session to Shivkumar, sir.
Thank you, Nitya, for introducing the resource person. Now I request Dr. V. Krishnamurthy, sir, Associate Professor, Innovation Department of Management of Studies, Kongu Engineering College, Erode, to share your views about professional development program. To take over this session, over to you, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. First, I would like to extend my sincere thanks from bottom of my heart for inviting me as a resource person for the 10 days workshop on research methodology. I would like to place my sincere thanks to Nodoja Dr. Uday Krishna, Honorable General Secretary. I would like to place my sincere thanks to Guest of Honor, Dr. Sarvamangala Ma'am, Dean, Faculty of Commerce Management, Bangalore University. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Professor Jayarama of this esteemed principal of this esteemed institution and organizing secretary, Dr. Sivakumar CS. And I would like to say thanks to all the participants, even though you have several work, you came here. Definitely this workshop will meet the purpose. Teaching plays very important role. The role of teacher is of late, it's totally changed. Earlier, teaching subject is the main job. Now, gone are the day. Every teacher is expected to do some research and consultancy activity. The teacher should always update. There is a difference between the PhD program and UG and PG. In case of UG and PG program, there will be a syllabus, there will be a curriculum, there will be a regulation, there will be a prescribed textbook, there will be a PO, program outcome, there will be a CO, there will be a question pattern. Everything is known. Everything is known, then even the answer, the expectation from the students, everything is known in case of UG. Whereas in case of PhD program, that is a particularly research program, there is no syllabus. Then even in case of UG or PG program, duration is fixed. UG means 3 years, PG means 2 years, total number of credit, everything has been already fixed in respective board of studies. Whereas in case of research program, there is no prescribed syllabus. Then the topic is chosen by the researcher. Then it is up to the researcher to complete the research project. Sometimes some of the research scholar might complete within 2 years. Sometimes it is 3 years. Sometimes it is 4 years. This workshop will throw light on several aspects. For example, how to select research problem, how to write review of literature, what is research design, what are the different types of research design you are supposed to follow, what is questionnaire design, what is sampling design, what are the statistical method you are going to use, what is parametric test, what is non-parametric test. Another one important thing, what is hypothesis testing, plus how to write a research thesis, how to publish your research paper in a reputed journal. If you could lend your ears, definitely I can give 200% assurance that you can be a better researcher. There is a proverb, then you might add about this, and then even Bernard Shaw used to say about this: if you have one apple, I have another apple. When we exchange with each other, still you have one apple, I have another apple. At the same time, I have one idea, you have another idea. When we exchange with each other, still I have 2 ideas, you have 2 ideas. That is the main objectives of this professional development program. I congratulate the organization. There is a Sesatri from Academy of Business Studies and Management and principal and all other faculty members for taking this initiative to conduct this 10-day professional development program in association with Bangalore University Teacher Council of Commerce and Management. So thank you.
Hello.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure this will go a long way in understanding the complexity of covering the various topics related to research. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Dr. Soumya DN, HOD, Department of Commerce and Management, SABS, to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Hope I am audible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Really, it's a great pleasure to render a vote of thanks. We know that research is creating a new knowledge. And as a research scholar, I'll always feel research is not only fulfilling the hypothesis, meeting the hypothesis, or focusing on the objective. Research, more than that, research is find out the truth. that is the major impact and the major purpose of the research. So already we have gotten a very good overview about our research and what the 10 days workshop which is going to be deal. And it's my pleasure to render a vote of thanks. Firstly, I would like to thank Sheshadripuram Education Trust and the Honorary General Secretary Nadoja Dr. Udupi Krishna sir, being an eternal motivator for all the institution, for all the activities which is going to be held in our college. In his absence, I thank him. I also thank Shri W.D. Ashok sir, a trustee of Sheshadripuram Education's institution and education trust, being an eternal support for all our activities. Thank you, sir. I also thank Professor and Dr. Sarvamangala ma'am, Dean and Chairperson of Department of Commerce, Bangalore University, for her everlasting support towards the development of the subject, development of a domain in Bangalore University. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank Dr. Karunakar Reddy, BUTCCM President, for being a supporter and a motivator to organize such kind of a program. Thank you, sir. I also thank Dr. Farooq Pasha, Treasurer of Buttam. I thank our principal, Professor Jairam sir. Without his support, we couldn't meet or we couldn't organize such a event, 10 days event without any flaws. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being in a part, and thank you being a motivator for organizing such a event. Thank you, sir. I also thank Dr. Krishnamurthy sir for accepting our invitation and request you grace the occasion by sharing your wonderful knowledge throughout this 10 days. Thank you, sir, and many more gems has to come from year end in these 10 days. And all the participants are eagerly waiting to gain the knowledge in the knowledge sharing session. I also thank Shivkumar sir, Associate Professor and the pillar of this FDP, 10 days FDP, and Secretary of FDP or PDP. I thank you, sir. I thank each and every participant. I also thank student volunteers for your heartful support. I thank all the teaching and the not teaching staff who are directly or indirectly supporting us to conduct such kind of a wonderful activity. I thank IQAC coordinator Rupashri ma'am, who is a strength to organize such a event. I also thank all the delegates from different parts of the India having and sparing your spacious time to attend this program. Of course, from today onwards, from 9th August to 29th August, it is in a research world and research yagna. So from starting from scratch to till, of course, research don't have a end, but till last moment, we are keep on going to learn about the research. Okay, this session will be an eye-opener for everybody else. So let's join together for the next session. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Soumya ma'am. Now I know all participants are waiting for this session. Today, first session. Sir will brief everything. Now I request Dr. V. Krishnamurthy sir to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Sir, could you stop the screen sharing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will do that, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You can share now, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, your PPT is visible, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, a little bit screen is some mistake is there, no, sir? Oh, okay. First slide.
Yeah.
In first slide, sir.
Okay. Just a minute, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Sir, my screen is visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share some of my thought process on research. I can give 200, whether my voice is audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay, sir. I can give 200% assurance that at the end of the work, definitely you will have a new insight. I always consider myself as a student of research and MBA program. There is a person, he wanted to, there is a management guy, he had a mindset that he knows everything under the sun. So he wanted to learn Zen. You all aware about Zen? So Zen means be present. So he went to Japan and he joined in one monarch. He stayed there for 15 days. He is not getting proper treatment. One day he got vexed. Immediately he approached the head of the monarch and he started giving complaint. Immediately, in order to pacify this person, then head of the monarch asked one questions. Okay, what would you like to have? Would you like to have a coffee or tea? This person say coffee. Okay, immediately he clapped. Immediately one of the disciple came with coffee and he put some tumbler in which he started pouring coffee. At one point of time, he keep on pouring coffee. At one point of time, the tumbler is full, the tumbler is overflown. Now, the person who wanted to learn Zen, that is, he started speaking. What is this? Already the tumbler is full, it's overflowing. Yes, overflowing. What is this? Now, the Zen master started speaking. Yes, this is the first lesson. This is the first lesson. If you want to learn Zen, we want emptiness. If you come with emptiness, whatever we say, it will goes to your mind. If you had a mindset or if you had a mental block that I know everything, then naturally, whatever we say, it will be overflown. Then the person got wisdom. That is the rest of the story. Similarly, I want emptiness. Emptiness, in the sense, it doesn't mean that you don't know anything. Then probably you may be better. You know, sometimes you may be, you know much more than the concept. Okay, so if you have any doubt or clarification, your doubt are always welcome. I am here to clarify your doubt. You can post your queries in the chat box. I am ready to clarify all your doubt. Okay, with this story, just I would like to discuss the concept research. Now, what is research? Research is research can be defined as just a minute. Just sir, when the screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Okay. Research is defined as it's a creation of new knowledge. We are supposed to create some new knowledge. That is the main objectives of research. Then use of existing knowledge. Use of existing knowledge means we have several theories and several theories. So what is the main purpose of research is to generate new concepts or new methodology. Ultimately, our society get benefited out of research. Now, people might ask the question, sir, I would like to do research. What I am supposed to do first? First, everyone, for example, you would like to do research in marketing or finance or human resource management or even entrepreneurship or international business or whatever. You should identify the base paper for your research. That is very, very important. What is a base paper? Base paper means what? It's very, very important paper. If you take stress, you would like to do research on stress, there is an authority called Uday Parikh. He has written several research paper. Similarly, you would like to do research on service quality. There is a person called Parasuraman Sitamal. He has written several research paper with regard to the concept service quality. So first we should identify the base paper. Okay. Now you might ask another question. How do we identify the base paper? Earlier people used to say Mada Pida Guru Devam. Now people are saying Mada Pida Google Devam. You can go to Google. That is one of the way of identifying a base paper. Okay. And then I strongly believe one database, you might aware about this database, emeraldinsight.com. There is a database called emeraldinsight.com. Okay. When you go to that database, you can type your topic. For example, whatever may be your topic, even it could be a emotional intelligence or organizational citizenship behavior, even the impact of capital structure on profitability, corporate governance, service quality, consumer behavior, even let's take stress management, whatever may be, you name any topic, immediately you'll get some research papers. We'll have at least, when you type customer satisfaction, I think more than 3 lakh research paper has been published so far. So you can get this kind of database. Last month, how many people, how many researchers have published the paper? Last 3 months, last 6 months, last 1 year. And so far, how many research paper has been published? Okay. So you can take the latest paper. You can go through the paper. When you go through the paper, when you go through the paper, you can get 2 different types of data. Number one is number of downloads. When the paper is very good, if the paper is very good, probably several researchers might download the research paper. That is one criteria. Next one, number of citations. When the research paper is good, when your research paper is good, probably most of the people might cite your research paper for their research work. So you consider these 2 aspects. At the end of the research paper, you can find these details. The number of downloads, number of citation. For example, sometimes the research paper has been downloaded by 10,000 people. That means what? You can download, you can take those paper, you can download this paper. Okay. So you consider these 2 aspects. When number of downloads and number of citations are equal, means you consider number of citation as a base. Okay. You can identify those paper. Just to go through the paper. That is the first step. If you know the base author, if you know the basic paper, if you know the basic base paper, or then sometimes people will say it's a seminal paper or it's a fundamental paper. Your rest of the job is very simple. So that is the first one. So I strongly recommend there is a database called Emerald Insight. And then, because it's a smart work. Otherwise, normally what people will do is they will go to university or they will go to some other libraries. That is also acceptable. It's not a problem. But here we have everything. When you name it, immediately you will get all the data in emeraldinsight.com. That is the first one. Okay. Before discussing further, we are going to discuss, just I would like to throw light on the basic research process. Okay. I have identified my base paper. I have identified my research topic. Then what I am supposed to do? I am supposed to identify the problem. That is very, very important. Today we are going to discuss problem, how to formulate the problem, what are the various stages involved in problem, and what are the various factors have to be considered in problem identification. What is the relationship between problem identification with regard to research question? We are going to discuss what is the relationship between problem identification with even questionnaire development, research design, then data analysis, everything very elaborately. First, we have to define the problem. Without defining the problem, it's a meaningless. So normally in case of research, it is termed as a statement of the problem. That is the first step. Next, we are supposed to, next one is development of approach. After defining the problem, next what we are supposed to do is we should do the review of literature. We all aware about review of literature. Review of literature is nothing but brief description about the particular topic. That is a review of literature. Then probably you will, tomorrow we are going to discuss what is meant by review of literature, what are the different sources of writing, review of literature, tips we are going to discuss. Another, say for example, we are going to discuss how to write a review of literature, what are the different methodologies are available to write a review of literature. Should I focus on author or should I focus on topic? We are going to discuss. The main objectives of writing review of literature is to identify the research gap. You might have seen some research article or research thesis. You might have seen, they might write a review of literature like this. Even though several study has been conducted with regard to this topic, most of the study has been conducted in Western perspective. Only a few study has been conducted in Indian perspective. Therefore, the researcher is intended to fill the gap by way of studying this topic. So that is a review of literature. Second concept is review of literature. Third one is developing on approach. That is developing on approach means we are going to discuss now. There are two types of research approach. Research approach means what? How we are going to deal with a problem. There are two types of research approach. One is the inductive approach. Another one is the deductive approach. Even sometimes people will say there is another one approach called objective approach. Now we are going to restrict only with two approaches. There is inductive and deductive approach. We should identify whether we are going to follow inductive approach or whether we are going to follow deductive approach. Okay. Next one, we should, then the next step is research design. Research design. What is the research design? Research design is nothing but blueprint for the entire research. For example, we would like to construct a house. Before constructing house, what we will do? Just we will prepare a blueprint. Then we will start our construction work. Similarly, before proceeding research, first we should do the research. First we should formulate the research design. In case of research design, we are going to discuss very elaborately what is research design, what is conclusive research design, what is non-conclusive research design. Under conclusive research design, exploratory research will come. Under non-conclusive research design, that is descriptive research will come, and causal research will come. Under descriptive research, again, it can be classified into two types. There is a cross-sectional and longitudinal research. Under cross-sectional, it can be classified into two types. One is single cross-sectional, then multiple cross-sectional. We are going to discuss very elaborately what are the different methods of collecting data, qualitative and quantitative. So in research design, it's a brief, it's a blueprint. Under research design, we should define the following aspects very clearly. First one is the scope of the study, sampling techniques, data collection technique, questionnaire development, plus a statistical tool. So we should define and these aspects under research design. So first step is a statement of the problem, identification of the problem. Second one, review of literature. Third one, development of approach. Fourth one, research design. Then next we should go to the field for collection of data. So once before collecting data, we should do the pilot study. Once we prepare a questionnaire, before distributing data to the respective respondents, we should do the pilot study. So based on the opinion received from the respondents, we should make some changes in the existing questionnaire. So once we do the data collection, after collecting data, next, what is the next step is, next we are supposed to prepare the data for the analysis. We have our raw data. All data is not a fit for the data analysis. If we take statistics, there are two types of analysis we are going to perform. One is a parametric test. Another one is a non-parametric test. Parametric test means if any statistical test is considering mean as a base, average as a base means we can use parametric test. If any statistical test is considering median as a base, we can go with non-parametric test. Similarly, in other words, if we take a questionnaire, normally we may use 4 different types of scale. We may use nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, and ratio scale. If your questionnaire consists of only nominal and ordinal scale, better you can go for non-parametric test, because we cannot calculate mean. Whereas your questionnaire has, you have used interval scale and ratio scale, you can go by parametric test. There are several parametric tests are available. Say, for example, let's take t-test, one sample t-test, paired sample t-test, independent sample t-test, one-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA, MANOVA, MANOCOVA, ANOVA, factor analysis, conjoint analysis, cluster analysis, discriminant analysis, confirmatory factor analysis. Everything will comes under parametric test. We are going, so that is the next step, data analysis. Next one is report preparation. That is the final stage. You might have spent 3 years of your valuable time in collecting data and writing the thesis. But if you are not presenting your output properly, that is a waste. That means you have spent 3 years of your valuable time in collecting data, but you should know how to present the data. That is a waste. That is a waste. Then data, your research thesis is the outcome of your research. So we are going to, that is a final stage of your research process. So we are going to discuss very elaborately. Then presentation means, then probably finally we will check your presentation in Viva-wise examination. So there will be a flow and there will be a throw, so that your research process would be completed. So this is a research process. So the 10 days workshop has been designed in such manner that then it covers up almost all the aspect. Okay, now we are going to discuss the first step, research problem. First step, research problem. Research problem plays very, very important role. That is very, very important. Research problem. Research problem plays very, very important role. Okay, I have seen several researchers. Simply they will prepare objectives. Simply they will prepare a questionnaire. They will write some review of literature. They will come, sir, I need, and then what statistical step I can do. That is not a correct one. What is the first step? Say, for example, identification of the problem is very, very important. You are approaching doctor without identifying your problem. How doctor can give a treatment? That is not possible. So the problem formulation plays very, very important role. Unless you define your problem, it's not a good. For example, I have seen several scholars. Okay, they think that data analysis is an independent activity. No. Data analysis is not an independent activity. If you are not defining your problem clearly, it will have its own impact on review of literature. There will be a mistake, there will be a problem, or there will be an issue, or you will have land up in somewhere with regard to review of literature. So if you have some problem in review of literature, your review of literature, that is your research gap is wrong. When your research gap is wrong, then you can create a wrong research model. If you have created a wrong research model, you are probably, let's take a research objective. Your research objective could be totally wrong. Normally, let's take a research design. We will formulate the research design based on the research questions. For example, I can give one example. Let's take a questionnaire. How questionnaire could be developed? Questionnaire could be developed based on the objectives of the study. Your objective is to identify important dimensions of human resource management practices. Just imagine that you would like to do your exploratory study. In such circumstances, you are supposed to use exploratory factor analysis. Accordingly, you have to design your questionnaire. So you should use only 5 point. You should create 5-point questionnaire. 5 point. You should develop questionnaire, or you should measure the respondent's attitude on the basis of 5-point scale. Okay. Then there will be a problem. So again, you will have a confusion. What is the independent variable? What is the dependent variable? What is the intervening variable? There is a problem. If there is a problem in questionnaire, again, it will have its own impact on data collection. Your data collection is, well, you might have taken several efforts to collect data. That is also not a good then vein. Another one important thing. So then you are going to do the data analysis. It will have its own impact on data analysis. Finally, it will have its own impact on the end result. That is a data, that is a report. So problem formulation plays very, very important role. Sometimes I have seen when you do multiple regression and other things, sometimes the R-square value will be very less. R-square, that is coefficient of determination. R-square value will be very less. Probably it might explain only 25% or 30%. Immediately scholar will come, sir, why R-square value is very, very low. Sometimes even when they do the factor analysis, they will come, sir, see my KMO value, that is KMO value, Heiser, Meyer, Arlican. that is a sparity. That value is less than 3, that it should be 60%, but it may be 40% or 45%. People will come. Why? Because they may not identify the problem properly. So problem identification is very, very important. Okay. So what is a problem identification? The formulation of the research problem is the first and most important step in the research process. It's like a identification of the destination before undertaking journey. For example, I would like to reach Bangalore. First, I should identify my destination. Then only I can reach. For example, I have not identified my destination. So I am taking my car. Then that's a meaningless. In the absence of destination, it is impossible to identify the shortest or indeed any other route. Once you identify the research problem, then the rest of the step is very easy. For example, you can decide whether you are going to use, for example, the problem is a new problem. No, so far no research has been conducted. In such circumstances, you can select any one of the shortest route or any other route. Say, for example, so we can use exploratory study, because exploratory study, or we can use some other study, say for example conclusive study, or you can take you can identify a descriptive research or casual research. That is very, very important. A research problem is like a foundation for the building. Let's take a building. If the foundation is strong, you can construct several stories, whereas if the foundation is weak, that is not possible. So research problem is very, very, identification of research problem is very, very, very important. Okay. Now, how to select the research problem? How to select the research problem? Research problem can be selected based on some criteria. First, you should have a personal interest. That is very, very important. You may be interested in marketing, but you have if you have selected finance-related problems, finance-related research problem. Finance-related research problem means what is finance-related? What is finance-related research problem? For example, impact of dividend on increasing the EPS. When you create this kind of topic, that's not correct. If you are interested in finance, you better go with finance. Or you are interested in marketing, better go with marketing. You are interested in HR, better go with HR. You are interested in entrepreneurship, better go with entrepreneurship. So personal interest is very, very important. That is very, very important. Another one important thing, you should have a passion. Another one important thing is your study should contribute something to the society, or it should add some value to the existing body of knowledge. I have seen several researchers, they will come with a topic like customer satisfaction. Okay, already 2 lakh research paper has been published with regard to customer satisfaction, even in international journals. For your information, international journals. For example, international means I'm talking about the Scopus or Web of Science Index or Web of Science Index journal. When you do the research again, is there any newness to the? Is there any newness or is there anything new to the research? No. So at least we should, whatever it may be, at least you should your research problem should be something unique. Then only, even if your research problem is unique, then you just imagine that you are a scholar. Even you can also get some scholarship, some scholarship from ICSSR, some funding agency like ICSSR, a fellowship. You can also get some fellowship from ICSSR. Even you can also get some fellowship from UGC. You can also get some fellowship from some other foreign universities. Okay, so you should, your problem should be something unique. Your problem should be newness, or your problem should have some relevance. Finally, you should also check whether you can able to carry out the research in time. First, time constraint. What is the time constraint? Say, for example, you have decided to complete your research work within 3 years. In such circumstances, you should prepare a plan of action. What is a plan of action? For example, you should divide the entire 3 years into several activities. 3 years means year consists of 12 months. 12 months, okay. 3 years means 36 months. Out of 36 months, okay. For example, how I am going to identify the statement of the problem? Review of literature, research design, data collection, data analysis. You should define, you should be focused. You should prepare the schedule. Okay, you should just think about time constraint. Next one is ethical constraint. Ethical constraint means, say for example, sometimes some database may not be available. In such circumstances, how you are going to download the database? You should check. Next one is organizational support. In some organization, in some educational institution, they have all the database. All the database means they have a Emerald Insight, they have a EBSCO host, they have a JKit, they have all database, they have very good library. You can also check. Next one, availability of equipment. Availability of equipment means you like to do research and the experimental research. Experimental research means you need some equipment. You should check before selecting the research problem. Okay. Now, okay, already we have seen how to identify the base paper. We have seen. Next one is research problem. Next one is research problem. Okay. So what is a research problem? Research approach. What is a research approach? Research approach is a way of dealing with a particular problem. Normally, we have followed two types of research approach. One is a deductive approach, another one is a inductive approach. Just before discussing the problem, just I would like to discuss these two concepts. This is very, very important concept. Okay. We have used, let's take first one is deductive approach. In what is deductive approach? In case of deductive approach, before formulating the problem, this is also very, very important. Normally, we should take theory as a base. Let's take international paper. Let's take international thesis. They will take theory as a base. Let's take a leadership. Several theories will be there. Let's take dividend. Several theories will be there. Let's take capital structure. Several theories will be there. Net income approach, net operating income approach, Modi-Kalani-Miller approach, traditional approach. Even so, let's take any theory. From the theory, you can develop some hypothesis. What is hypothesis? Hypothesis is nothing but tentative assumption about the population. There are two types of hypothesis. One is null hypothesis, another one is alternate hypothesis. Even hypothesis can be defined, classified several ways: directional, unidirectional hypothesis, multidirectional hypothesis, simple hypothesis, complex hypothesis. We are going to discuss very elaborately in the subsequent session. So we should develop hypothesis. Okay, we are going to discuss how to develop hypothesis. We cannot develop hypothesis on our own. Every hypothesis should be developed based on the theoretical perspective. Next, you are going to collect data. Finally, you can do the hypothesis testing. Based on the hypothesis testing, you can take a decision whether you can accept or reject the hypothesis. Okay. When you follow this approach is said to be the deductive approach. In case of deductive approach, you take any one of the theory. From the theory, you develop some hypothesis. From the hypothesis, after developing hypothesis, you can collect the data and you can do the analysis. Finally, you can come to the conclusion that whether hypothesis is whether you can accept or reject hypothesis. This is an example for deductive approach. The best example is impact of bonus on salesman performance. Whenever you are giving bonus, normally we may feel that the salesman performance should be improved in the banking industry or textile industry. So that is a theory. Okay, you take the theory. You can also do the experiment. Okay, when you do this is said to be this approach is said to be deductive approach. There is another one approach. This approach is said to be inductive approach. What is the main objectives of inductive approach? The main objectives of inductive approach is formulation of the theory. That is the main objectives. In case of inductive approach, we may observe the pattern. We may observe. Based on the observation, we can develop some pattern. Say for example, let's take COVID. Okay, when COVID 2019 has come, immediately what the health authorities observed, they observed. Based on the observation, they developed a pattern. Finally, they developed some concept. Okay. Similarly, let's take the research. And then observation. Based on the observation, you can estimate the pattern. So based on the pattern, you can develop theory. For example, let's take the best example is Maslow need hierarchy. Maslow is a Russian psychologist. He has developed this theory in the year 1901. He has identified the human need into 5 different categories. That is basic need to self-actualization need. So if your interest is to develop theory, you can go with inductive approach. If your interest is to draw some conclusions. You can go with deductive approach. Okay. Now let's take problem the problem formulation. Properly defining problem is the most important step in the research process. If the wrong problem is defined, all the remaining step in the marketing research process are wrong. So that is the main essence of the problem definitions. Okay, we discussed this. Even let's take you are going to identify the problem. Based on the problem only, then rest of the steps, say for example the study design means, normally let's take we will say research design. Research design can be classified into two types. One is a conclusive, another one is a non-conclusive. What is the main objectives of conclusive? The main objectives of conclusive research design is to draw some meaningful conclusion out of the research. What is non-conclusive? The main objectives of non-conclusive is to draw some inference. For example, exploratory research design will comes under non-conclusive research design. What is exploratory research design? You would like to do the research for the first time. Inside there is no previous research. Inside circumstances, it will comes under exploratory research design. Okay, so the study design can be formulated based on the research problem identification. Another one important thing, the types of sampling strategy can be adapted. If you take sampling design, we have used two types of sampling techniques. One is a random sampling, another one is a non-random sampling. What is a random sampling? What is non-random sampling? In case of random sampling, all the population units have an equal opportunity of being selected as a sample. Whereas in case of non-random sampling, all the population units doesn't have equal opportunity of being selected as a selected. So that is a non-random sampling. In case of sampling, random sampling, several sampling techniques are there. For example, simple random sampling, stratified random sampling, systematic sampling. In case of non-random sampling, several sampling techniques are there. For example, convenience sampling. Another one thing is judgmental sampling, quota sampling, snowball sampling. So we are supposed to adopt any other method. So what is the base? The base is a research problem. Another one important thing, even let's take the formulation of the research instrument can be developed based on the research problem. What is research instrument? Research instrument means data collection. Normally, we may collect the data through different types of instruments. One is a questionnaire. So questionnaire method can be used for collecting the data. So on what basis questionnaire will be developed? Based on the research problem. There is a book written by one author called, there is a book, Nitti Mayer. The book is written, and the name of the book is Scale Development. That is a very excellent book. If you want to know more about the scale development, there is a questionnaire development. That is the best book. So even let's take the instrument development. If you define the problem very clearly, you can also formulate a construct. We are going to discuss very elaborately later. Construct. You can also know what is independent variable. You can also know what is dependent variable. What is independent variable and what is dependent variable? Independent variable are a cost-oriented variable. Dependent variable are a effect-oriented variable. So what is independent variable? For example, which factor leading the customer to customer satisfaction? That is a cost. What is a effect? Customer satisfaction is the effect. Customer loyalty is a independent variable. Intention to revisit is a dependent variable. Then cost-oriented variable is an independent variable. Effect-oriented variable is said to be the dependent variable. Advertisement is a spending. Advertisement is a cause. What is the effect? Increasing sales is said to be the effect. Okay. So you would like to identify the impact of ratios like short-term solvency ratio, long-term solvency ratio, and turnover ratio on the profitability. It could be gross profit, or it could be net profit, or it could be operating profit, or it could be profit before tax, or it could be profit after tax, or even it could be EBIT, earnings before interest and tax. All these things will come under dependent variable. So you can also identify this based on the, if you define the problem, rest of the step is very easy. Another one important thing, the types of analysis. Already we have seen there are two types of analysis. One is parametric test, another one is non-parametric test. Even sometimes some of the researchers will say univariate, bivariate, and multivariate analysis. What is univariate? Univariate means when you consider only one variable, it is said to be one variable for data analysis. It is said to be univariate analysis. When you consider more than one variable, that is two variable, it is said to be bivariate. Uni means only one, bi means two, multivariate means more than two variable. That is a multivariate analysis. Okay. Simply, let's take you are giving some input in the computer. Naturally, how you can expect output? Based on your input, you can also get output. If you are giving very good input, what about your output? Output could be very excellent. Your research problem, if formulation of the research problem is a input. When you give input, proper input, you can get very good output. Okay. So now you may ask another one questions. What are the various factors are to be considered while selecting the research problem? First, you should have an interest. Next one, interest means your own interest. Your own interest. Okay. If that is an interest, very, very important. Next one, magnitude. Magnitude means your knowledge about the particular concept. That is very, very important. Next one, measurement of concept. You are going to measure the concept. For example, let's take, there is a difference between social science and science. In case of science, cause, we can predict cause and effect. For example, I am dropping pen. I am dropping this pen. First time, this is action. What is the reaction? It will fall down. Second time, I am dropping the pen again. What will happen? Then again, it will fall down. This is we can predict the action and we can predict the reaction. Whereas in case of social science, this is not possible. For example, you are asking one student, you can assign some work. First time he may obey. He can do the work. When you give the same work again and again, probably he may resist. Sometimes he may not do any work. Then, so that is a problem of social science. So say for example, how I can measure the concept social science? Say for example, customer satisfaction. I can measure customer satisfaction with the help of some variables. It could be independent variable or it could be dependent variable. So I should have the idea. Before selecting the research problem, how I am going to measure the concept. Next one, level of expertise. What is the level of expertise? This is very, very important. You like to do the research. Every researcher should have some expertise. Because why every researcher should have some expertise? Because after completing your research program, you are going to guide others. That is the beauty of this program. After completing your research program, you can guide. So you should be strong. You should have sufficient knowledge. You should have sufficient knowledge in the research methodology. That is the first one. Next, you should have sufficient knowledge in statistics. Statistics means only the fundamental aspect. Rest of the things will be done through SPSS. There are several softwares are available. Even let's take SPSS. You can do several wonders. Even let's take finance. Let's take finance related analysis. There is a software called eViews. Even let's take, we have another one software called AMOS, analysis of momentum structure for doing confirmatory factor analysis and structural equation modeling. The rest of the things you can do with help of software. But you should have a basic analysis. Then you should have a writing skill. You should know how to draw or how to write a interpretation. This is very, very important thing. So a level of expertise. Another one important thing, you are going to select some problem that should be relevant to your profession. For example, you are going to do research on commerce. Normally, what is commerce? Commerce or what is business? Business can be defined like this: converting Saraswati into Lakshmi. You have a knowledge. You are going to convert your knowledge into money. That is the objectives of business. So, say for example, you should select the topic relevant to your study. If you have selected sociology related topic, or if you have selected anthropology related topic, if you have selected public administration related topic, if you have selected science related topic, means that is good. Normally, UGC is supporting the interdisciplinary research, but it should be related to your profession. Next, we have to check the availability of the data. I'm going to do the research. Sometimes I can do the research based on primary data, or I can do the research on secondary data. If it is a primary data, it's not a problem. For example, you like to do research on this is your research topic. Say for example, airline service quality. Airline service quality means what? You are supposed to collect data from the airport. Let's take during COVID. During COVID, just imagine that this is a time of COVID. So almost all airline has been stopped. Now, how you can collect data? That is not possible. So you have to check the availability of data. If it is a secondary data means there are several databases are available. Even let's take database. Then CSO, Central Statistical Organization, has provided several database. Even there are several databases are available. Even you can also download 40 years of 40 to 45 years of data through the database. You can also check those database, the data. Okay, next one, ethical issue. Whenever you select, if you have selected sensitive topic, just think whether people will give the data, or otherwise, even if people is giving data, at least we should not. Last session we are going to discuss what is ethics, what we are supposed to do, do's and don'ts. We should consider the ethical aspect. Okay. Now you may ask the questions, sir, how I can get the problem? How I can get the problem? This is a very, very important questions. Most of the researchers asked. You can also discuss with the decision maker. Decision maker means, for example, let's take college. Who is the decision maker? Principal may be the decision maker. When you go to organization, who is the decision maker? Even the CEO may be the decision maker. When you go to government, then several decision maker are there. When you discuss with the decision maker, you can get a problem. You can get a source of problem or research problem. You can also interview with the expert. When you interview or when you have an interaction with the expert, they can share their knowledge, or you can also get some problem, or you can also get some input for your research. Similarly, you can also analyze the secondary data. You can also do some analysis with the secondary data. So when you analyze the secondary data, you can also get some idea for your research problem. But when you analyze the secondary data, you should keep some points in your mind. You can keep certain aspects in your mind. Okay. You should check whether the secondary data has been keeps on updating. Another one important thing, what is the purpose for which the secondary data has been collected? When the secondary data has been collected, what is the credibility of the secondary data? Whether you can make use of the secondary data for your further analysis. For example, you like to do research in finance. In such circumstances, you can use, there is a software called EViews. Before using data, you should do some basic test. If it is a primary data, normally we will do the reliability and validity. If it is of secondary data, we will do the stationarity test. What is stationarity? And then say, for example, in case of stationarity means mean, standard deviation and variance are equal. So that then you can draw some meaningful conclusion from the secondary data. So you have to check those aspects. Okay. So the secondary data analysis. Another one important thing, qualitative research. We are going to discuss very elaborately under the data collection method. Normally, data can be collected through different methods. One is a say for example, quantitative data. Another one is a qualitative data. What is qualitative data? Certain things cannot be collected directly from the respondents. If the information is very sensitive information, you can collect the data through the qualitative research. Qualitative research can be classified into two types. One is then say for example, you can also collect data through focus group, in-depth interview, and then you can also collect data through the disguise technique like story completion technique, word association technique, constructive technique, projective technique. So we are going to discuss very elaborately in the subsequent session. So with these are the various sources of identifying your research. These are the various sources of identifying your research problem. Finally, before identifying the research problem, you should ask this question: who would need it? Who would need it? First one. Next one, what is needed? What is needed? When it is needed? Where it is needed? Why it is needed? How many are needed? You should ask these questions. Then you can decide the problem. You can formulate the problem. You can do lot of wonders. For your reference, just I can show one steps in formulation of the research problem. I have drawn this from one of the research methodology book. This is not my own. Okay. See, what is the first step in problem? Dear participants, whether you can see the word file, any one of the persons can respond so that I can proceed further. Whether you can see the word file. Okay. Yes. Okay. See, first let's take alcoholism. Now this is the first step. So I have identified alcoholism as a problem. Okay. This alcoholism can be defined or classified into different aspects: profile, causes, process of becoming an alcoholic, effect of alcoholism on the family. Then next one, community attitude towards alcoholism, effectiveness of the treatment model. So only one topic. This topic can be divided into or classified into 6 categories, subcategory. Now, what I am supposed to do is I can narrow down my topic.
Sir,
Otherwise, my
you have
topic
shared the file, sir. It is not visible in sir.
not visible. Okay, okay. Just now, sir. And then just I will. Okay.
Only PPT is visible, sir.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay. Now it's visible, sir.
No.
Sir, now it's visible. Word file. Yes, now word file is visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now let's take. Again, I will explain from the scratch. Let's take alcohol. Okay, now let's take. Just imagine that you are an anthropology, you are a sociology student. Okay, you would like to do research on the Indian family system, or the impact of your study is impact of alcoholism on family. Normally, we will say, what is family? What is the expansion for the term family? Family means people will say there is son and daughter should say about this word. Father and mother, I love you. That is the expansion for the term family. Okay. Now let's take alcoholism. That is my research topic. What I am doing is I can classify the research topic. I can divide the research topic into several classifications. First one, profile. What is the profile? For example, which category of people were addicted? Young, middle age, or old age people. Okay. Next, what are the causes? Why people are addicted towards alcohol, or why people are addicted towards alcoholism. Next, process of becoming, how people are processed, then what is the different stages. Next, what is the effect of alcoholism on the family. Next one, community, what is the community attitude towards this problem. Next one, whenever there is a problem, there will be an intervention strategy. Okay, so what is the intervention strategy? Then the effectiveness of the treatment model. So what is the effectiveness of the treatment model? Okay, so now when I take all the topic, my topic is very broader. I cannot draw any meaningful conclusions. I should have 18 objective. I should have 20. I should employ 20 research I should employ 20 statistical tool. So even let's take my research thesis, it could be like 1000 pages or 1500 pages. That is not my concern. Okay, I should take only one component. So what I can do, I can take, I have taken this component, the effect of alcoholism on the family. Okay, now I am asking some research questions. I am asking some research question. So what is the research question? What impact has alcoholism on marital relation? That is my first research question. Before formulating objective, first I should ask some research question. So based on the research question only, then a research objective could be formulated. Next research objective is, next research question is, how does it affect the various aspects of children's life? How does it affect various aspects of children's life? Say, for example, if you take the children, then probably child, adult, adolescent, young, middle, old. There are various aspects. How does it affect various aspects of children's life? Next one, what are the impacts of, what are the effects on the family finance? You would like to study. Okay. So this is your research question. You have this research question in your mind. Now, what you can do is you can convert the research question into research objective. So how you can do this? To ascertain the impact of alcoholism on the marital relation. That is the first research objective. So now what I can do to ascertain the impact of alcoholism on the marital relation to impact. So immediately then I can get some idea with regard to statistical tool. Impact means I should use only the multiple regression. So multiple regression, how I can develop the questionnaire, I should have some idea. So naturally it will be reflected in a questionnaire development. Next one, to determine the ways in which alcoholism affects various aspects of children's life. Okay. Now here also you can identify your statistical tool. Next one, to find out the effect of alcoholism on the financial situations. You can also identify your statistical tool. Okay. Finally, before concluding objective, you can also ask these questions. Then work involved, the time available, financial resources. Finally, you have to check whether you are really interested. If there is any compulsion, it's very difficult. If when you are doing the research work on your own, it's good. Next, you agree with the objective, whether you have adequate resources, whether you have a adequate technical expertise. If you have this, then you can proceed. So this is the way of identifying. This is the way of identifying the problem. Okay. Now, if you have any queries with regard to this topic, you can ask, or you can post your queries in the chat box. I will clarify your doubt. Just I would like to recapitulate what we discussed. What we discussed so far. We have seen what is research, how to select a base paper. Next, base paper can be selected based on two different criteria. One is number of downloads, another one is number of citation. Base paper can be selected with the help of one database called emeraldinsight.com. That is the best database. This database is a best database for commerce, economics, management, sociology, anthropology. Okay. And next we have seen what are the different research approaches. We have seen inductive and deductive approach. Next we have seen what is research problem. Next we have seen what is research problem. What is the impact of what will happen if you have not defined problem correctly. Okay. And then I think some researcher have asked some questions. Just I will clarify and then I will throw light on the questions one by one. When we start our research problem, how to find the social issues and any source. Okay. Normally, a research problem is a first step. Before doing the research, first we should identify the research problem. Okay. For example, let's take one organization. One organization says that that could be it. And then if you want to do some project or some research on behalf of others, in such circumstances, you can consult with others. Okay. Then even how to find the social issues. Okay. For example, you would like to do research. Social issues means what? Say, for example, you would like to do the research on entrepreneurship. How you can do the research? Say, for example, entrepreneurial motivation, students' motivation to become an entrepreneur. That may be one of the social issue. What is the attitude of the second generation entrepreneur? That may be another social issue. Another one important thing, say, for example, the stress of the migrant construction workers. Stress nowadays, most of the people are heading from North India to southern part of India for construction related work. So what is the migrant workers stress? Even let's take a domestic employees stress. Domestic employees stress. Okay. So tomorrow what I can do is before discussing the rest of the topic. Okay. Just I will give some exam. Then I will give some information with regard to the social issue. Better I can suggest any other source. You have asked this source. Better you go to the ICSSR funding agency. They may sanction the project based on the social issues. Last year, how many projects has been sanctioned by ICSSR? You can click, you can get the social issues. Then accordingly, you can also prepare, you can also plan. Okay. Next one, sir, suggest best skilled questionnaire. Please repeat the same book name. Okay. The name of the book name is Skill Development. Then this is the name of the book, Skill Development. Just I'm type the name of the book. Okay, Skill Development. Nitty Mayer. The author name is Nitty Mayer. You can also download this book from the net. Okay, Skill Development by Nitty Mayer. That is a best book. Okay. Next one, I think. Next, I think one research, how we can bridge the gap between review of literature and finding the research topic. Okay. Tomorrow session will throw light on this aspect. Okay. How to find the review of, how to find the research gap. Now most of the people will write like this, even though several study has been conducted with regard to this topic. Most of the study has been conducted in Western perspective. Only few study has been conducted in Indian perspective. Therefore, the researcher is intended to fill the gap by way of studying this topic. This way of people might write the review of literature. So during the Viva-wise examination, sometimes people ask, how do you say that even though several study has been conducted in Western perspective, do you have any evidence? Then tomorrow's session will throw light on it. How to identify the review of literature gap. So tomorrow's session, I have a material. Then tomorrow you can get tomorrow's session. You can get answer for your questions, sir. Next one. Good afternoon, sir. I have chosen cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Okay. There are no PhD on this topic. Okay. If there is no research paper available on a particular topic, probably your research may be the exploratory research. Then probably third day session, that is research design. You can get some idea with regard to your topic. Okay. Okay. Yes. You cannot, if your research topic, your research is a exploratory research, probably you don't have a review of literature at all. You will have only limited review of literature. Even you cannot formulate a hypothesis properly. Okay, so you can have very little review of literature. That is acceptable in case of exploratory research. Another one person, then sample size will depends upon. Okay, we have one session with regard to this topic. What is sampling technique? Under sampling technique, now I will explain. Sample size can be determined by the following formula. That is n equal to Z stat 6 at 5% level. The value is 1.96. Standard deviation at pilot study divided by E, error rate, whole square. When you apply this formula, you can get sample size. We have a separate session, sampling technique. What is probability sampling, non-probability sampling,